I've always been into cars ever since I was 17, but back then cars were not really my main sort of focus, as mountain biking was something I was really passionate about. So back in February 2014, I was just like any other 19-year-old kid, kind of quite active through work, you know, going to the gym 5-6 times a week, and mountain biking was such a big thing. Any given opportunity, I was out on my mountain bike. Unfortunately, on Sunday the 16th of February, was just like any other day. We'd gone down south to Bedford, and we thought, right, let's get out on the bikes again on Sunday. So just like any other day, you know, we got out early in the morning, sort of 10 o'clock-ish, and we've been riding all weekend. So we kind of give the last track another run, and that's unfortunately when the accident happened. So I was coming down a crest and kind of go over like this little gravel hill, and as I come over, I seen a tree stump, and I just knew instantly that, you know, I was going to crash. So I remember crashing. Obviously, I can't remember an awful lot, but I just remember sitting there on the floor, unable to move anything really, and just waiting. And I just knew then, you kind of just know straight away that things ain't going to be the same again. So, having gone to hospital, being diagnosed with, obviously I broke my back at a level of T10 and 11, which resulted in paralysis from the waist down. I remember when I first passed my tests when I was 17, I remember saying to my dad, oh, you know, I'd love a classic Mini. So I thought, I wonder if they do a classic Mini in automatic. So I remember getting on the internet and looking on eBay for a Mini automatic, and this is when the red Mini pops up. So in March 2017, I remember buying the red Mini, went all the way down to Devon for it to go and have a look at it. And at the time I didn't really know an awful lot about Minis. So I remember going down with my granddad, having a look at it, but actually bought it from Richard Williams Classic Minis down in Devon. So I remember looking around the car and having no experience of buying Minis. I kind of looked at it and I knew straight away that this was something that doesn't really come up that often. It's a 1989 Rover Mini Mayfair. It's done 2,000 miles from new. It's had one owner. So having owned the red Mini for about 10 months, I kind of realised how rare the car actually was. So what I decided to do with that was to kind of put it in storage and keep it as original and in as good a condition as possible. So this is when I started looking for another project. After going to shows, I kind of knew what I wanted to do with a Mini. So this is when the blue one come about. Again, looked on eBay and seen it. In February 2018, this year, I purchased the blue Mini. I went down to Tom to go and grab it. So once I got the car back here, I kind of knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. Obviously, through going to shows, I'd seen, you know, people putting on the 10-inch wheels, doing the grills, interiors, roll bars, wooden steering wheels, all that kind of stuff. So I knew exactly what I wanted to do with the car, and the car was just an absolute perfect starting point for what I wanted to do. It was 2 owners from new, 27,000 miles. The history with the car actually come with £4,000 worth of receipts from like servicing, all bits and bobs that it had done to it. So like I say, it was literally a perfect starting point. First modifications I did to the car was suspension, wheels, brakes, because they were kind of the main things I needed to get sorted out. With obviously the car being 25-year-old, it needed a bit of servicing. So like I say, most of the parts on it either needed repair or replacement. So I thought I might as well just jump straight in with modifications and get them done. So modifications I did to the brakes was I did a 7.5-inch Cooper S brake disc conversion, which that allows you to run the 10-inch wheels, because the 10-inch wheels are kind of smaller in the actual wheel barrel, so you can't run the traditional 8.5-inch brakes that minis come with. So the first thing that I fitted to the interior of the car was the roll bar. When you're actually driving the car, having that roll bar in there actually strengthens the car up really well, and just makes, again, the handling of the car significantly better than what it would be from factory. New rear seats, and I've had new front seats put in. The front seats that I put in, getting my chair in the car now with these smaller bucket seats, is so much easier than what it would be with the normal standard mini seats. So I work with people on a daily basis who've had life-changing injuries, and I get asked regularly, you know, how do you stay so positive and how do you live so independently? And I always say to people, only you can decide what works best for you, and you know what you want to do with your life, and you know how you gonna get back into doing something. I mean, prior to my accident, I was a motivated individual anyway, and being in a wheelchair is never gonna change that about me. You know, I'm just like everyone else. You know, I have good days and bad days, and you know, I always have my ups and downs, and you know, sometimes I do get frustrated with the situation that I'm in. But you know, when I come in the garage, this is when everything, you know, I forget about everything. I can just get on with doing what I want to do. You know, and there's no better feeling than coming in here you know, doing things on the car and knowing that I did it all myself. You know, and when me and my mates go out in the cars, you know, on a sunny day and we're all driving about, I'm just like everyone else sat behind the wheel. And for me, that's a big thing for me, you know, to feel as normal as possible without letting something get in the way of, you know, what you want to do.